Hi everyone. In this video I want to do a short walkthrough of this team challenge about the central limit theorem. So you'll see on the Canvas assignment that I've made step-by-step instructions that I would like you to follow, and the first step is to view the video that you're currently viewing. So far, good job. Alright, so when you open up your file, this is what you're going to see. You're going to see a column of data. It's just randomly generated data that I made. And then there'll be a tab with each of your group members' names on it. And then there'll be one tab that's called aggregate. So looking down here now. And what you need to do is find the tab with your name on it and click on it and make sure that it's highlighted. And then you're going to do your work in that tab. After you've done your work, we're going to combine the work of all the different group members together into the tab that's labeled aggregate. And you'll put your information underneath the column with your name on it. All right, so let's start off. What do we need to do? Well, the first step that you need to actually do any work for is to assign random numbers to each of these data points and then select a random sample of size 20 based on the methods that the text will talk about. This is how I'm going to do this. So I'm going to label a column, random number. I'm going to bold it because I can't help but format. And then I'm going to use a command that's called rand. And it doesn't even need any arguments. It's just empty. And what it does is it gives us a random number between 0 and 1. So I'm going to take that and move my mouse to make the tiny plus sign and then double click so that I get a set of random numbers all the way down. So if you look up in the formula bar, see this? Every single one of these is just the rand command. Now, what we would like to do is sort this and take like the 20 numbers that have been assigned the smallest 20 random values in this list. But you'll see that if you do something, like if I just type something in this cell and hit enter, watch the numbers in the random number column. Oh, they all changed. If I delete something, if I just say, 1 + 1, whatever, every time I hit enter or hit an action key on the keyboard, all those numbers are going to recalculate, because every time you do that, all of your functions recalculate, whether you realize it or not. But I don't want these to recalculate every time I click anything, because then when I sort, they'll recalculate. Look, watch. So I'm going to do a custom sort by the random number column, and watch what happens when I do that. All the numbers change, right? So I have to figure out a way to freeze these numbers. So I'm going to undo that so that I can get back to my original ordering here. I think that's the right one. Did the other columns start with 0.511824? Yes, they did. So we're back to the beginning. All right, so to freeze these numbers, I'm going to right click on them to copy, right? Or Control C or whatever, just highlight the whole column and copy it. And then instead of just pasting it, I'm going to do this trick where you paste values. You see this down here. Or you can right click up on the column and find this little icon. The clipboard with the 1, 2, 3 on it is a paste values thing. And when I paste something with values, now I'm just going to hit enter. Then it gets rid of the formulas and it leaves just the numbers. So now there's no more formulas. It's just the random numbers. So I can sort this table now. I'm going to highlight those columns I want to sort, and then I'm going to sort on the random number. Say OK. And now you see that these numbers are now in order. Okay, so I'm going to pick out the 20 data points that correspond to the 20 smallest random numbers and copy those as per the instructions. So I'm going to paste these over here in column K, and I'm going to label this column sample number 1. And the reason I'm labeling it sample 1 is because now I'm going to make 10 more of these by doing exactly the same thing. So I'm going to rename this random 1 so that I can have a correspondence. And then I'm going to do random 2 and so on. And I think Excel is actually smart enough to figure out what I want these to be called. Yeah, it is. All right, so I have space up to random 8. I'm going to go ahead and make all of those bold. And I need 9 and 10 here, so I didn't leave enough space. I'm going to just right click and insert, and right click and insert. Give myself a little bit of space here. Okay, so I need to continue to, so again, I'm just making this little plus sign. It's a little magic plus sign when you want to copy stuff across. All right, so now I'm going to do the whole thing again. I'm going to do equals rand and hit enter, and that's going to give me some random numbers. So I'm going to use that rand command, and then what I'm going to do is do this all at once to save myself a little bit of heartache. I'm going to drag that rand command to copy it all the way across, so I'm getting 9 more random numbers across, and then I'm going to double click in that corner to copy all the way down. So now I have numbers all the way down. How many numbers do I have anyway? So if I do control down from someplace, it's going to take me to the last number on the list. These are my data points over here in column A. I see that I have 10,000 data points. All right, so again, these numbers are all still alive. So every time I hit enter, everything's going to recalculate, and I don't want that because I want to be able to sort. So I'm going to do this Control C to copy, and then paste values. Hit enter, and then I should be good to go. Okay, so I got sample 1. Now I need to get sample 2 because I need 10 samples. So now instead of sorting on column 1, I'm going to do custom sort and do a sort on column 2. And now these are my 20 smallest numbers, and I'm going to take the 20 data points that correspond to them. And that is going to be my sample 2. Then I'm going to, let's make sure we got the data values in there. Then I'm going to sort on random 3 and take the 20 smallest data values that correspond to, or the 20 data values that correspond to those 20 smallest numbers. And I'm going to keep doing this until I have my 10 samples. So hang on a second and I'll just do it. All right, so here we are. That's done. Now I'm just going to copy this down here. I think Excel, yep, smart enough to know I want to increment those sample indexes. And now I've got my 10 samples right here. What I need to do now is compute the mean of each one of these. So I'm going to type mean. I'm going to align this to the right, bold it, and I think I'll even put a line to separate the data, the sample data from the mean, and then I'm just going to compute the average. And I want to compute the average of these numbers, and I'm going to just do that all the way down the line. So I'm not going to use a static reference, an absolute reference, because I want to be able to drag across and have the column index update. All right, so now I have the means for my 10 samples, and so do presumably Tinky Winky, Po, Lala, and Dipsy. Okay, so now I need to take these over to that aggregate page, and I'm gonna try and do a copy and transpose paste. So let me show you how that works. So I can do copy and go in over here, and when I right click, I get paste option that has these 2 little arrows in it. And if I click paste, oh, whoops, those are, damn it. Let me go back to the other tab. I'll erase this actually. No biggie. So because these are formulas, Excel is trying to figure out, you know, with they're formulas with dynamic references, right? Relative references. So when I paste that over there, Excel's freaking out trying to figure out what I'm trying to take the average of. So I'm going to do another one of those copy and paste values here. Now there's not any more formulas in these cells. You notice I did the paste in a different place, so the formulas are still in the original cells. But now I can do a copy and go over to the aggregate page and do a transpose paste. And I get my numbers all in a nice column. And now after Tinky Winky Po, Lala, and Dipsy do that, then I can go on, or rather we can go on as a group and answer the next question. Let's see. We're asked to compute the min, max, median, mean, and standard deviation of this entire array of numbers that are going to be filled out here. There'll be 50 values. And then do a couple of other things, make a histogram and so on. So I think that this pretty much covers at least enough to get you started. Please let me know if you have questions or comments or anything, and you know where to find me. I'm on Piazza and Canvas and on my email. So thanks, guys. Good luck.